then we'll make the time with 5B as in dog when we get to it.
And we can skip that, Madam Chair, and come back to it if you want to just go into the regular agenda.
Yeah, I don't imagine Dan will be too careful anyway. All right, let's go to 6. And,
Madam Chair, Laura Fell and I, along with the mayor, and we got together about this ordinance amendment, and it just basically is adding all of the things that were somewhat rules, and then now they're being put into our ordinance so that it's in writing and understood that this is what is expected. It's not just written on a piece of paper. Along with the carnivals not going longer than 5 days. That was a big thing, because we've had several that wanted to go over 10 days. So that's basically all this. The last 2 carnivals you approved were the longer carnivals, and this kind of tightens up that.
That's something we need to look
I'm
at.
probably
That will only
confusing this.
include one weekend?
We had this in planning commission, I was thinking,
You did approve it in the planning commission, so.
I thought I'd seen this.
So Laura asked me, she couldn't be here tonight, so she asked me if you had any questions.
Okay, yeah.
But it's basically just like a carnival, like you said, the last 2 that came in are longer ones. A fee only includes 1 weekend. Is that what we were looking at?
That's, this is what, yes,
Okay,
this is,
good.
this is what you're getting, it's 5 days.
And also
Good.
stipulates that ride cannot extend more than, beyond 5 feet within the fence or the
Okay.
designated areas, so you can't have anything going out over the road or sidewalks or something.
Only 1 carnival at a time in the city. That's part of our rules now. It's not a written rule, but it's our
Right.
policy. And then it just tightens it up, and it's in writing and it's within the ordinance.
Anything else on number 7? There's an item we postponed from the last meeting in May for our liability insurance coverage. I see Mr. Saph is here once again because he loves us.
Look. Are we gonna go into closed doors later?
I do have a matter for closed doors, but it doesn't specifically relate to the renewal. I mean, the decision still needs to be made about that.
Okay.
I mean, we still need to have coverage. At some point, we have to get payment secured and make sure that we have the proper things so that we're covered. Obviously, we have the ability to shop the market and to look at other avenues, with whatever current carrier we're with. So what I would recommend is that, we approve the item, and if the desire is to see what other options or what other,
So we do have an out clause, basically.
yes, and I'll let Mr. Saph speak to that.
Hi, Steve Saph, Jr., Nickel Saph Insurance. One Beacon is an admitted carrier in the state of Michigan. So at any time with written notice, you can cancel coverage or terminate coverage outside of the cycle, outside of the annualized dates. I can provide some greater detail to Sheila regarding the other markets that we approached, so there's an understanding about the competitive nature of the pricing that we did present, and also going to have more of a detailed conversation about coverage forms in relationship to the specific issue that relates to the delay of this matter from the last meeting.
I think that's our biggest issue right now. I mean, we definitely like your rates and all that stuff, but we also expect the company to kind of hold themselves.
At the request of the administration, I've kind of held back on
Sure,
this
no, I
thing with
understand.
the carrier would,
Yeah,
because
right.
you're having a coverage council take a look at this. But my gut reaction is we've got an allegation, a set of allegations have been made. We know up front that some of these counts would be covered by a policy and some are not. And the insurance company simply made a offer based upon their projection of where this may end up at the end of the day. I think that's incorrect, because at this stage you're not looking at that type of a definition. So hopefully that'll be something that's negotiated in your favor, or again, I'm anxious to advocate on your behalf once I'm given permission to do so.
Okay.
But I think that as part of any review, we can provide some information contemporary about what the market looks like and comparisons of those policy forms.
You know, a little bit what we talked about 2 weeks ago was if we weren't able to get one carrier to take all the pieces, we may have to shop them separately. I mean, that is an option. I mean, it's a piecemeal approach. It's a little bit more administratively to juggle, but I mean, it can be done. And we can look at what Travelers put on the table, and we can look at the other.
And when that effort was undertaken much more aggressively last year, I don't know if you recall my conversation, my remarks, this year, based upon the marketing efforts last year, did not step back over those individual components that were shown to us, because we didn't find that we had anything that was competitive from a comprehensive product. So what we did is we focused back on those carriers, those 4 carriers that participate in the public sector business, and look directly to them. So again, we've got that information that's ready to spell out in greater detail if need be, along with those coverage forms comparison, which is obviously the important thing here. But I'm confident with my experience in public sector, you're going to see these same types of exclusions from carrier to carrier. You're not going to find a policy form that is going to be any different. What we have to deal with here is the administration issue, the management of a specific claim, in my opinion.
It is,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
is Cindy's item, it's, FOIA procedures and guidelines. I guess they've updated a few things on it.
They adopted some new policies. One of them is that we are to have a procedures and guidelines available to the public of our FOIA policy, and then a written public summary available to the public. It's basically the same document, but the summary is obviously a smaller version of the procedure and guidelines. Those have to be available to the public. They also have to be available online, and if they walk in, we have to be able to hand them no charge. This is if they ask for it.
You'll just hand them short version.
I mean, whatever I can offer both. They've also made stricter guidelines on what we charge, the hourly rate, the cost per paper document. We charge 25 cents a page for normal size paper. We can only charge 10 cents a page now. There's more, the fees are higher if we are found guilty of not fulfilling a FOIA, maliciously, and, if they go to court and we win, then there's a higher fee for that. So, they've adjusted, how we bill when we send them a letter. I can't just say you owe $28 for a FOIA. I have to actually break down, this is the labor, this is the paper cost. If there was media involved, a CD or whatever, if they ask for that. Also mailing costs, it all has to be broke down for them. No longer can we just say, the FOIA is $28, you can pick it up here.
Is there a cost, like, for me to come in and FOIA something, what does it cost? Like, say I want to know how much, DPW charge for this or whatever,
It would depend, now it's going to depend on who fulfills the request for you.
Okay.
The way the law reads is it's the lowest qualified person.
Okay.
that
But are
fulfills-
we charging enough to even cover our costs? Because that's what I was wondering, if the state's gonna mandate that we do all this stuff, are we losing money when we FOIA something?
It honestly depends on what the request is.
Okay. So we can, but there's a one set fee, right?
There'll be
Or we can charge different amounts?
we can charge for who is fulfilling the request.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It has to be fulfilled, like if it was.
So if it was Amanda, it would actually be more.
Because it would be more for her time.
Now, right now, we have an average rate of $28.98 an hour
Okay.
that we charge, and that was approved by council several years ago, along with a quarter per page or more if it's bigger paper.
Mhm.
But now, under this new law, which you'll see coming forward, hopefully at the next meeting, is the fee schedule that we're going to charge.
Okay.
And we have to break it down. The normal would be $28.98 for anybody that does it. It's going to be if if the building department does it and Alan
So
bills
much,
it,
gotcha.
this is his hourly rate, plus we can charge up to 50% of his benefits. So, just
Okay.
really depends.
Just make it more complicated.
It is a little more complicated, but it is